nothing seems to be changing. Not really. I mean, this focus wheel, additional one, seemed to focus a little bit. Is there a setting? Are you sure? Yeah. Fair. This isn't. this keeps falling as well.
Put a tape around it.
Put a tape where?
Or where it falls. So like if it's falling down, put it on the head.
But yeah, no, it's pretty loose. That's usually what I can tighten it up. I usually tighten it up. So close, it kind of autofocuses quite nicely. Like,
just hit a fiddle with it, bro, and I'll be when it looks good.
fix it.
Bro, the game was on 50.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, I'm checking them on. With this, yeah, while you're here,
1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Microphone check. Microphone check 1 2. 1 2. Just keep searching for it. We'll come this way too. Yeah, fine.
Check, 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 check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can certainly hear you. So I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere down here.
Can you hear me?
Yep. 1 2. Well, nothing. You're going to have to.
Can you hear me?
She's her ears aren't. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. I can hear. It's fine. Don't stress about it.
Check, check.
And you're going to be over here, Meg. And we're going to have a bit of sun in our eyes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
What's up, guys? Hello.
Hello. Thank you for being here.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. A very warm welcome to Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon here in the Mighty Manawatu. Hey, I'm STM, and we've got Guy Maxwell. DriftWars, here we go.
Yeah, how's it going, Steve? Good to have you guys here. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome day. Massive that the weather's turned it on. The Mighty Manawatu, definitely shining today. Yeah, super stoked to have DriftWars here for the first time, thanks to Link ECU here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon. Yeah, we've got a different style happening here this weekend. We've got everybody's going to get 5 battles, which is cool because it's all about battles here. You know, we want everyone to learn to battle more, and these guys that are less experienced to get that experience under their belt, so they can go to bigger and better things if they need to.
So we talk about bigger and better things. We're going to start with the top 32. We've got 32 drivers out there. Hey, we might have some scratching, who knows? They're going to come through into qualifying first, and we've got a fairly good lineup of drivers.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's really cool to have the amount of drivers here. We've got 30 drivers. We've had a couple pull out overnight, unfortunately. So we are going to have, we've got like the likes of Scotty D. He's back from the far north. He's back down here. We've got the likes of Sean Potros, Adam Davies. And then we've got local guys, Jared Anderson. We've got, you know, Zach Jady here. The boys from Collective Garage are here. You know, everything's going to be sick. So, yeah, really excited to have everyone out here. We've got qualifying's just lining up now. So, yeah, we'll head back upstairs. You guys can run up there, get back into announcing this. And, yeah, it's going to be an awesome day. I'm really excited.
It's a great day, and of course, the first time up that we've actually brought DriftWars out of Taupō here to the beautiful Manawatu, certainly putting on a show with this amazing weather. We're going to see some great drifting out here on this track.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's what it's all about. We want to put on a show. Hopefully you guys at home are going to enjoy this live stream. Thanks to H Black B Contractors. You know, these guys have put it on for us. So, yeah, we're excited to get into it. And, yeah, action's about to start, so let's go.
All right, well, let's go. We're going to send a couple of ads your way. I'm going to run up there into the commentary box. We're going to be back with you shortly. This is DriftWars. We're here, Manawatu. Here are the mighty Manawatu Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. And this is the first car in qualifying. Just coming out of the final turn here. And a little issue for Rolly McEwen in the FC RX-7. Huge thank you to the team from Link ECU, of course, bringing us DriftWars, Kenda Tyres, SP Tools, Choice Events, and of course you're watching us live on Choice Files. H. Blackbee Contractors from Gisborne, our official live stream supplier, our live stream partner here this weekend. So we've got our 3 judges as well: Matt Kwok, Jaron O'Connor, Ra Hader. Matt Kwok taking care of the technical aspects, Jaron on lead with Ra on chase. Of course, 2 passes, and we see a very slow moving FCRX7, possibly a is that a right rear tyre delamination? Maybe. And we'll be riding on board with our drone pilot as well, George from Inspire You. He'll be bringing us all the on-the-door action as he flies over. And that's the Rolly McEwen heading back to track, back onto the front straight as we get ready to send our next car. For our first car out on track. So we've got 5 cars getting ready to head out on track now. As we see and that is Pete Drever. So Pete Drever, he was the next one up. Just as we see the next car heading out on track, and I think we're waiting for a couple of these cars to just make their way around onto the front straight here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon. Certainly one of my favourite circuits here in Aotearoa. Okay, as we get ready for our we're just waiting for a few different cars to head around and make their way back out onto the track, getting ready for qualifying. Of course, each of these drivers 2 laps of qualifying. Pete Drever, we've certainly seen how good Pete can be behind the wheel of a drift car. ABC Drift Kids on the door of Pete's car. And he'll head down into Toyota for his second lap of qualifying here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon, as he gets that JZ power plant foot to the floor and starts his transitions into drift. Heading up through Splash, runs that inside line, mid-track now, grabbing that outside clip. And again, just bringing the rear of the car out. A nice job, clinical drive. DriftWars brings the nose down, and big nice rolling burnout on the right hand side of the track to finish. And that is a solid run in qualifying for Pete Drever. And a big shout out to everybody that's watching at home. Hello to Sam West. Hello to Geordie Cole.
And the replay is on. And speaking of the replay.
A big shout out to the let's have a look. So as we see the replay, this is Pete Drever. I think this is the second run that he had. You see the nose just comes down, and you'll see those white lines. So didn't quite get the nose down, but he did drag the rear end of the car through. Inside clip at this point here, outside, and then he makes his way back up to the top, and you'll see the rear of the car just coming through and filling that zone, switching through, and it's another outside zone before powering out to finish. And we'll get ready for our next car. So we've got our judges here, as I mentioned earlier on. Matt Kwok, the technical judge, Jaron Olive-Krona will be judging lead, and Ra Hader, who is in the chase position. And this is Quinton Waretini as we ride on board. We'll get ready for George from Inspire You will jump on board as he slingshots and will jet on the door, showing us that incredible overhead as the car starts to accelerate. And then we get ready and switch on. So as we ride above, a nice solid start for Waretini. Just struggling, possibly, I think that might be an outside. There's the centre line as well. I never noticed that one there as he comes right up the top. Coming through and just right on the white line again. Tries to wash out, unable to fill that zone. The seat hits that inside clip as well and comes through to finish. So a nice drive for Waretini. Now unsure if we're populating the charts with scores at the moment. As we look at the replay here. So again, solid start. So a lot of these drivers new to drifting here, DriftWars. Not afraid to let the cars travel around the traditional circuits. It's the place where the drivers start quite often. But not just start their drifting. It's the home, of course, of many a New Zealand Grand Prix here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon, only up to a handful of years ago when it moved up to Hampton Downs.
Spiraling down. I wish I could get a little.
All right, let's have a look at the second lap here in qualifying. Each of these drivers getting 2 back-to-back runs to set themselves a qualifying position. As we head into the first turn, this is the second lap of qualifying for Waretini. Big angle. Sacrificing the speed, but doesn't look like he's going to course. Now, if you want to see your name on the side of the replays here, one thing we didn't sell. So tomorrow, send me a message. What's a good price? $2,000? I'll go with $2,000. Find me the best price, $1,500 maybe. You send me a message, we'll change it, and then the entire rest of the day tomorrow we will have, I don't know, maybe Darren O'Connor could message Parts Trader or something like that. Now I'll just talk to Rob from Link ECU. Great to see the team here from Link ECU. Link ECU certainly been behind for many, many years, everything that Choice Events have been doing. And a big shout out to all the crowd, all the team here from enjoying their drifting today. So our next driver, who is that going to be? Let's have a look. Cam Ombre should be the next driver that we see. C33 Laurel. Send the L-Dog down the front straight here, out through Toyota. Glass Group, Burks Tyres, Brendan Motors, Kilburnie, Walker's Auto Works, Speed Lab. Sponsors on the side of Cam's car. And who doesn't love an L-Dog? We'll head down into the Geffen here. What a slap. And that thing sounds like a tractor. I'm not saying that tractors aren't a bad thing. Thanks, Kev. So this driver here certainly will be hoping to get 3% better today. As we check out the replay, of course, as I mentioned, you want your name on the replay, we can track it there. Send me a message. Quite happy to take your money. I won't be taking your money, of course. This is going to go back to drifting, it's going to go back to the sport, and of course making sure that we can bring you the broadcast coverage here as we get ready for our next driver. And who's that going to be? That's going to be, actually I think we're going to go back for our second run, aren't we, with Cam Ombre, as we ride on board with George from Inspire You. As the thumbs go up and that Kyle sends them down the straight. So on the left-hand side of the cones, of course, to start, and then we're going to see that a little bit later on as well when we see the them line up. We do have a pole shuffle later on this afternoon, and we ride on board. So good angle, right-hand side of the track, fills it. That's nice, but possibly too much angle. Can he hold on to it? And that's the problem. You make a slight mistake and it can ruin your lap. He's trying to fight back. Replay. This is where sort of the mistake was had. Backed it in way too hard. Managed to fight its way back though. It's going to be marked down. So we've got a group of cars coming through and they'll get ready to go again. So another car out of the South Island. Great to see a lot of southern support, and Brock Timberley behind the wheel of this FDRX7. Just missing the outside clip, comes through the inside of Splash. Following the inside line, judges wanting to see through Splash a sort of a midline as we drop a wheel over. Is it a 0 or is it just a low mark? And as soon as I can, I will bring you all of the scores and updated scores. And we'll have a look. So he comes into the first turn, possibly not as much speed as he needed to transition into drift. And at this point here, really needed to start to drag the car on a little bit further, head out towards that switch. Because he switched too early, that just caused him the gremlins that have finished off the rest of the lap. As I mentioned earlier on, all these drivers need to go up and do 2 laps, so we're just allowing them to come back in, set another lap, so they'll just do 2 laps straight back in. Later on, no OMTs, that makes me the happiest Māori boy in the world. OMRs, one more run, something I can certainly get behind. Great to see a few messages and stuff coming through from people enjoying the day out. They should be working. I just got a screenshot from Sam West, and he said it's almost 3 o'clock for 3%, and love you, Sam. All right, let's see what happens this time as we see. As I mentioned, one of our mainland drivers, Brock Timberley. And that's a better lap this time for Brock. Running that midline, comes through and fills that outside zone, sets himself up nicely at this point here. Again, filling that zone as well. Slightly off, unable to hit that outer clip, but he's going to be happy with that considering the mistakes that were made in the first run. So a fairly solid second lap for Brock Timberley. And as I mentioned, as soon as I can, I will send through all of the scores and stuff like that. So I'm just, that's the uselessness of being me. I forgot to say, hey, where do I find the details? So just waiting for a Google Doc to be sent through, and we'll come through to finish. Ready for a good ride with Riley McEwen behind the wheel of the FCRX7. Down at the front straight here of Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. Interesting to see a few drivers crawling all over the bonnet area of this car here. It looks like I think one of the judges might be building something similar, and is out there with a tape measure today. Shout out to Donnie. Constable watching at home, kicking back on the couch. As we get ready to see Zach Antics. Drift Antics, of course, on the side of that JZ powered Nissan Sylvia S15. Alright, let's have a look at some of the scores that have come through. I can tell you who's doing alright so far. Gosh, what are we scoring out of? Is everyone scoring out of 100 and then we're averaging them? Alright, who's got the best so far? So I'm having a look right now and I can see that we've got... so we're just waiting on some bits and pieces. But I can tell you right now, scoring fairly relatively well. Must be sitting there on around a 90. Would be Quinton Watatini. These scores I'm giving you are me averaging them out, so don't. Sitting on around 80 is Cam Omblebray. As we see Zach Saito, Zach Antics behind the wheel of that JZ S15. He's a man that's certainly done a lot of laps here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. And a fast run down into the hairpin. A lot of angle when he came through, just as he set himself up. Look at that mid-track coming through the finish. Of course, DriftWars here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. The first time it's ventured out of Taupo. I think they should take it to other tracks. Maybe we could take it to Rapuna. Maybe we could take it to Hampton Downs. 3, 4 or 5 of those and it turns into a national series. Yeah, I said that just for you guys watching. That was me. Zach seems happy. Huge thanks to the team here at the Broadcast Co. When Guy Maxwell came to me and said, Steve, we're pretty keen to live stream this one here. There's certainly options that we could have chosen. I have had the luxury and the privilege of working with a team from the Broadcast Co all over the show. And there's the first place that I went to. And of course available for anything from sports, motorsports, through to if you've got a rugby game or a cricket match. These guys can film anything, and of course corporate events as well. Your one-stop broadcast shop. As we see the second run here for Zach Saito, Zach Antics, the JZ S15. And again, ultra quick speeds for Zach. I don't know what tyres he's bolted on there. Didn't miss that outside zone as he comes and sets himself up again. A lot better as he comes into the hairpin. Running that outside through to that mid-turn, just on the apex. They need the front end of the cars to be around that mid part of the track before you'll see them sliding out to the right-hand side of the track. Joining us on the Choice Files YouTube channel. Welcome along again. A huge thank you to Link ECU, Kenda Tyres, SP Tools, of course, Choice Events, and the amazing crew here from Choice Events as we see the replay of Zach Antics behind the wheel. Now you'll see he missed at this point here, carrying great speed. And again, just scrubbing off that speed, using angle to set himself up again and coming through to finish. And this should be Jordan Grant, who'll be the next driver. And let's have a look at who is... Now we are waiting to set... Wow, okay, let's have a look at the scores and the averages. So I can tell you, currently leading qualifying with a 97.5, these are all unofficial scores, is Pete Drever. After that we move back to around a 93.16 is Quentin Watatini. 94.5, that is Brock Timberley. These are averages as well, I'm working them out as we go. I have got a 95 now come through for Zach Saito. 91.5 is Riley McEwen. And Pete Drever pumping through a 98, a 97 and a 97.5, and it could have been higher. So our next driver is going to be Jordan Grant. Jordan Grant running the S14. And it sounded like the judges are pretty happy to start, but the happiness quickly ended as we see a slight mistake. Trying to score down. Of course, Jordan Grant, sponsored by Collective Garage, SJC Performance and Tuning, Origin Lab, Franklin Performance, and Matt's Automotive. You can see the replay of Jordan's run. So just waiting for the scores to come through. Now I made the comment that could have gone higher in respect to Pete Drever, and I can tell you that one of the judges in his first run, we were pretty quick to send the cars, and we didn't have the cameras, or at least the replayability ready. And I heard one of the judges say I couldn't find any corrections or anything in Pete's run, and I heard one of the judges literally say, for me that was a 100-point run, hence the comment, he could have done better. As we wait to see the second pass for Jordan Grant. Side where his left front wheel was, just missing that outside zone, and he's done the same there, so he's running quite shallow. Hopefully doesn't get crucified as such. So that was nice at this point here. You can see that mark on the inside of Splash, but wasn't able to fill that outside zone. Again, trying to bring the car up. Missing here as well. Was able to grab it there, fill that quite nicely. And it's probably going to be a story of a couple of mistakes in the mid-lap. And I'll see if we can give you an update of the scores as they come through. So still leading the way. Top qualifying is 97.5 Pete Drever. And we'll bring Jordan Grant's score through as we can with Dylan James. Dylan James in the S chassis, Road Rubber Tyre and Auto, Calendar Girls, Surfab, NDT Developments, VJ Fixing. And we see a rear tyres just setting up a dirt turbo, which is going to see a reduction in score. But there's no way he's not going to have a smile on his face considering his sponsor on the door. It's 2025, isn't it? You don't really see calendars a lot these days, and it's great to see these guys still playing away with the calendar options. And if you go there and say that STM sent you, you will get a special of full retail pricing to go in. Let's see if we've had any updates on the scoring. So Jordan Grant, his scores come through, and he's averaged a 90. Dylan James looks like he's going to come through with possibly something similar to that. And I see that the scores have been rounded to the 0.5 now. So 97.5 is Pete Drever. After that we go to a 93 of Quinton Witatini. And Dylan James, who will be getting ready to set his second score. This is for qualifying. It's going to put them through into a top 32 tree tomorrow. And of course, if you lose, you've still got the ability to battle yourself into position. And that is how you reverse spin. Kept himself out of the kitty litter. I understand the judges are quite happy to give him 100% style points just for a sponsor, whatever that means. Calendar Girls on the side of Dylan James' car. A few drivers enjoying the drifting today. Message through. Again, hello to Sam West. I'm sure Kurt Blackie will be watching as well as we see the over-rotating S15 out on track. Ready to see if the scores have been updated. So Dylan James, he will only have his first run to go off, which was still roughly a 90.5. As we see our next car, lead it to Kake. He's got the sponsor of sponsors on there, H Black. Be the name on the side of this Choice Files live stream here of DriftWars. So H Black B Contractors, Tairāwhiti Contractors, Curry Construction, Central Spouting, SMP and NDT Developments. The names on the side of that immaculately presented 180. What an amateur. I forgot to take either of my laptops along with me this weekend. Left them at one of my jobs. So I'm out there, I'm multitasking very badly as male via my Samsung. And good to see, even on YouTube, lots and lots of people tuning in, leaving their messages, etc. As we see the second run now. Wire te Kake. Spoke to Wire just prior to qualifying. Said, I've done 20 laps. He said, I've just got to try and piece it together. And all I said to him was, just go in there, settle out. As long as you finish the lap, you're in the battle, and that's where the fun begins. So, again, we'll go through, check out what the score is. So we had Dylan James, he was the last person out, 90.5, and we'll see what the judges have to say. Hello to my wife watching at home in Pūranga. Liam Higgins will be the next driver out there in the Rotor of a Tire and Auto Good Ride. JB Fab, Mighty L Dog. Who doesn't love a Laurel? Lots of comments coming in on YouTube as well. Hello to GK Drift, Optimus Media, Nelson Allen, as we see Liam Higgins. Oh, that's a lot of angle. Well, he kept his foot in it, drove out of it. Did his best to create as much vibration through that rear end. Who needs rear actions? Still got it there. That's the strength of the mighty Laurel. It looks like we've got a bit of support here for the VIP boys in the chat as well, as we see the replay come through of this wild ride of Liam Higgins as he sends it as wide as possible, keeps his foot on it. Who needs wheels on track? And that's the bonus of a... And who else have we got coming up? Matt Kitto, the Chicken Man, Daryl Turk, Rhodey Knowles, Justin Patterson, Ross McEwen, Riley McEwen. And if I'm right, one of them's already done. I think must be Riley's already been through. Richard Jackson, Adam Davies, Corbin Wilson, Sean Potros, effect. Ash Anderson, Stu Pinfold, Aaron Hyatt, Jared Anderson, Daniel Halliday, Chris Mildo, Daniel Caldwell, Sam Edinburgh, Dave Lawrence, Scotty D, and Boss Black B. That is the drivers here today. Okay, so we have had a change, I've just seen, and that is a change in the score with a 99.5 Pete Drever. That was marked off his first run of the day. I mentioned to you guys that one of the judges did say that that was a 100-point score, and it clearly looks like the second judge did the same thing. They have deliberated, they've had a look back because of the size of the score to confirm that they were right, and it looks like there was just one judge that couldn't score him perfect, and that meant that we've only seen a 99.5, but with 200s to get him through, one of the highest scores that we've ever seen. And I don't think we had the camera on the action, so it's going to be a struggle to get back and show you a replay of that run, but I can tell you it's very impressive. Impressive. Somebody moved the track. Liam Higgins, Road Rubber Tire and Auto, good ride. Jamie Fab, Mighty L Dog, and of course the live stream brought to you by H Blackbeard Contractors out of Gisborne. I know the team are watching, enjoying all the drifting here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon. As we get ready to see our next driver, which should be Matt Kitto. Matt, sponsored by Matt's Automotive, Diesel Power Tune, JTG Builders, Drift Antics, and Coffee Solutions. That does seem like a great solution right now, would be coffee. I did have a water at one stage, but Director Matt stole it, but that's okay, he is forever forgiven. And we'll see this next run. Of course, this is qualifying for DriftWars. A couple of battles later on this afternoon when we look at heading into the pole shuffle. And with a 99.5 Pete Drever, the ABC Drift Kids car. Also, I understand it's available for download if you're a Assetto Corsa fan. Shout out to Brody Motorsports. So if you want to download that one. It's on vosan.com.
Yeah,
vosan.com. If you're a Assetto Corsa fan. If we talk about some of these drifting platforms, as well as the ability to try it out on the sim, one of the better sim drivers that we've had in the past is outside of Matt Kwok and Ra Hader, who are immensely perfect. Of course, we've got the likes of Case Pullenbury, as I called him, Case Verstappen. Certainly did his laps on there and turned into a drift champion in a rookie season. So just checking the scores now as we get them through, and Liam Higgins with a couple of wheel offs is 0-0, so he'll be at the bottom of the order at the minute as we wait to see what Matt Kitto does as he comes through. That's a whole lot of speed through Splash. Inside line of S14. So I know that Kitto got an 87, 91 and 92 in his first run. It's a total of 270 divided by 3 is 90. Quick math. So the best we've seen so far was a 99 by Pete Drever. Also got the second best. And riding on board with Matt Kitto as we check out his second run of qualified here for DriftWars 25. Of course, the bonus of a beautiful Friday afternoon, so we can check out the wires tonight. Up the wires. Thanks, Keith. What is that? Is that Daryl Turk? Looks like he's flown the coop. He's lost the belt. Belt that he's wearing, as we see a mechanical test lap, I think. That's for one of the VIP cars. Great to see our visiting drivers from the South Island making their way up here. So Manfeild Circuit Stable. DriftWars 26. Well, we go from what should have been chicken, Daryl Turk in the EFI and Turbo. So I'm just reading the sponsors for, okay, inside joke there, and if it's chicken, it's always a joke, but his sponsors are EFI and Turbo and somebody called Kev. Only chicken, only chicken. Roddy Knowles in the Amalgamated Roofing, Electrical Solutions, BOP, Pulsar Turbo Systems New Zealand, Viking Blast and Paint, Snap-on South Waikato, MTF Finance Cambridge, the man who certainly filled every space he could in the Google Sheet with his sponsors. Out of Rotorua is Rowan Roddy Knowles. Dual turbo, but we'll just square off the track and come through to finish. Nice job by Roddy. Let's have a look at Roddy's run. So accelerates, transitions into drift. So he was slightly off that first, well, slightly like 1.5 meters off. It's probably the only real mistake, possibly a wheel off at this point here. He's my mate, so I'm not going to pull up on too many mistakes. And this is where he comes through to finish. As we head back down to the link start line, DriftWars 25. Our next driver should be Justin Patterson. He's the the next driver will be Rody doing a second lap, and then after that we move into Justin Patterson in the MTF Finance Cambridge machine. And we'll see what Rody can do with the Amalgamated Roofing Electrical Solutions BOP, Pulsar Turbo Systems New Zealand, Viking Blast and Paint, Snap-on Waikato, MTF Finance Cambridge. Doesn't forget to mention anybody as Rody Knowles. As you see him wheel spinning as he changes gears. Okay, that's slightly up again, but certainly better than his first lap. We'll see, fills that zone as well. Making his way back up to the top shelf again. And he's definitely hitting those clips, or filling those zones. Outer zone as well, bringing the nose down. And a much tidier run than his first lap for Rody Knowles. Looks like he's happy too, banging the roof of the S13. And a huge thank you to all the Choice Events team here. They're certainly used to heading up to Taupō for event after event. And they're great to see them all making their way down into the Manawatu as we wait for our next car to head out onto the line. And I think we might have the flat deck heading out too at some stage, or are they going back in the wrong direction? And that must be for chicken, as George decides, you know what, I'll just land my my drone up there. Hey, look, there goes our amazing judges at the moment. So, who have we got there? On the left-hand side's Eli. Then we've got Jaron Olive Kroner. In the middle, that's Matt Kwok, and of course, Ra Hader. And this hand here, this one, that's me. As we see Chicken getting ready for a line tow. As we just see all the lost hopes and dreams getting towed out there in the form of Chicken's FC. He said if anyone can they please join up under him, as he's the only person who actually legitimately thanked whoever this Kev character is. And that thing there definitely driving like a tractor today. As we look at what this is, what the judges can see, they've got the entire track out there in front of them, and we've got cars lined up down at the and Justin Patterson should be the next driver out on track. Looks like Jaron O'Connor joins the chat again. Talking about joining the chat, where can I see that? Probably that one. BK Drift NZ, go Dad. Just have a look through. Go Uncle Justin. Hello to Cody. You haven't seen Cody, that choice Cody. Are you coming down this weekend? Are you up with Dad? BK Drift, my dad, Brody Knowles, is out there. Great to see the pride of all these youngsters sitting in the chat on YouTube. I'd say you should be at school, but school's over, so well done as we see Justin Patterson. And at that mighty S15. And that is just hammering the limiter. Justin Patterson, I mean, that's the guy with the dream story. He just turned up and was like, oh, give drifting a go. Bought a drift car and then just entered a championship and off he went. As we see the replay here. Director Matt doing it all. I mean, you look at other broadcasts and stuff and you'll see a team of about freaking 50. And Matt just turns up. He's the director, he's the replay operator, he's the graphics operator, he's the sound engineer. And that's why, if you guys need to get into this side of things with having your broadcast done, check out the team from the Broadcast Co. Not just that, needed some cameramen. Instead of bringing his own ones, saved a bit of money and actually got in locals. So we've got a couple of local guys here. As we see those. Now, in the background, of course, more windmills here in the mighty Manawa 2 than probably anywhere else in the universe. There has to be a track up there that we could do some drifting from. Guess who needs it when you've got the mighty Manawa 2 and you've got Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon? As we get ready for our second lap, we'll go up and check the scores as they come in as well. See if there has been any changes. Justin Patterson, he's got a 92 in his first run. 90, what do we got? So 91, 92 and a 93. That average is 92. Right on board with George from Inspire You. Again, a nice run by Justin Patterson. Here's the front end of the car. Comes through the finish. Interesting to see where the judges score this. No change at the top though. We've got a 99.5 for Pete Drever. Riley McEwen, 91.5. Quentin Watatini, 93. Cam Omblevray, 83 points. Brock Timberley, 92.5. Zach Saito, Zach Antics, 95. Jordan Grant, 90. Wireta Kake, 93.5. Liam Higgins, a couple of zeros, unfortunately. Matt Kitto, his best was his first run with a 90. Brody Knowles, 90 points, best run was the second one. And Justin Patterson, his first run was the one that scored the highest. And that gave him a 92. So that's the scores at the minute. As we get ready for our next driver, which will be Riley McEwen. No, it won't. It will be Ross. Roscoe. In the FC. I think we need more FCs in New Zealand drifting. I want to see one painted brown. Ra Hader. Be that guy. Red Star signs on the back of that four-wheel drive warehouse. FC. Roscoe McKeown behind the wheel. And if you're coming along to the track, entries are still available for tomorrow's car show. Thanks to SP Tools. And you can grab yourself your tickets at choiceevents.co.nz. So entries still available for the car show tomorrow, thanks to the team at SP Tools. choiceevents.co.nz. And while we're talking about sponsors, Link ECU has certainly been the and they've been foundation partners with Choice Events from forever ago. Kenda Tyres, SP Tools as mentioned, Choice Events. H Blackbee Contractors out of Gisborne, the live stream providers. Thank you very much to the team there. And of course the team here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon, making things easy for us this weekend, Friday and Saturday. We'll find all the action here on track today, thanks to the team at the Choice Files on YouTube. And if you're joining in and watching, thanks for coming along. Clint McFlint, love, nothing but love. Up the judges, best looking judging panel ever. Much love STM. Oh, much love straight back at you. Look at that flame. See what Ross can do this time here as he makes his way into drift. And man, that was snappy to transition back to the left-hand side coming through Splash as the rubber really starts to go down. Certainly a hot day here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. Four-wheel drive warehouse. Of course, Red Star signs. Hello to Clint. Benji, Gabby, any discount codes? Mate, if you want a code, you just jump into my inbox. I can give you 888 of them. I've got roomie for everyone. So this should be Richard Jackson in the R32 Skyline down there. Jackson, that's the Cliff Custom Bird's Eye Roofing, RB Contracting Lawns with Jeff. My name is Jeff. And RFS. Just did that, eh? Director Matt's just looking, rolling his eyes at me. How did you get the job? The other guys didn't want me. I can see why. Let's ride along and see what Jackson can do. Great to see these drivers. Cliff Custom Bird's Eye Roofing. Bird's Eye Roofing on the roof of the Part 32 Skyline. A little bit of a Shelby right clutch kick to finish off his lap. Back into the scores we go. We'll look at the replay first. How did Ross go in his? So he got his first lap, he got a 92, so definitely a lot of scores in the 90s, but right now there can only be one Pete Drever. as we see our next group of drivers lining up to head out onto track to get ready for qualifying. And of course, if you'd like to come along and check out something Choice, you can go to choiceevents.co.nz. There's certainly tickets still available for tomorrow. DriftWars, the third installment, the first time out of Taupo. And great to see drifting staying at the traditional tracks of Aotearoa. Richard Jackson, how's he going to go today? Good speed to start with. Look, you can't get more perfect than that. Like, he literally put himself in exactly the spot you needed to not have to damage any more of that beautiful sand down there. Anyone from Manfeild here? Can we get them to turn their heads? What are these guys like with grass fines? They're pretty good. Of course, huge thank you to all the team here making drifting fun. A lot of familiar faces. And of course, our amazing broadcasting team, which there is no I in team, but there is Matt. Matt from Broadcast Co. This year doing, of course, a lot of speedway action at Bay Park Speedway. Pretty sure we'll see them maybe a bit of Kiki Speedway as well. You got another headset anywhere? Yeah. And that car getting out with the light. So we'll continue with the action as we see Daryl Turk, the Chicken Man, in the EFI and Turbo. Thanks, Kev FC. Issues in his first run, lost a drive belt or talent or something like that for Chicken. But he is back out there. And I said to him, how much better are you going to be than the first one? And he said, Steve, 3%. 3% today, thanks, Kev. If you guys all get an opportunity, take a screenshot, send it to Chicken. It's got a mechanical at the moment going on with one of, who's that, one of the, as we see, Gerald Turk, the Chicken Man in the EFI and Turbo. FCRX7. I don't know what mode is it. Did he just go on the inside of the cones? I think he's supposed to go on the outside. It doesn't matter. Chicken seems to own this part of the world. He can do what he wants. Alright, let's see how we can pick holes in Chicken. Hey, that's not bad. No. Yeah, still not bad. I love Chicken. Look at the speed that he's carrying through at this point here. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, I know the judges said, here's your clips, and he's just gone, I'm not going to look at a single one of those. But he kept it on the black stuff, and well done to you, Daryl Turk. Like, I don't know, that's... saw Scotty D head his way up there. I was like, oh, was there any issues? Because he'd been told to do something. I was like, oh, has he come to say that he's got a mechanical or he's got an issue with the car? No, he's just got to get his bottom in the driver's seat. And I've just got a growling from my daughter. No more jokes. Hello to all the team that's just come into race control. I've mentioned it before, but we'll mention it again. The entries are still available for tomorrow's car shows. Thanks to SP Tools. And of course, tickets available at choiceevents.co.nz. This is quite impressive in the shot we just saw before. Just saw a drifter with his hat on the correct way. Okay, let's see what Daryl Turk can do. So, that's the bonus of DriftWars, is Chicken had issues with the car rather than zero him out. I said, go fix your car, come back. So he's got 2 laps. And this time here, okay, set a score. He's actually decided that hitting his clips is quite a good thing on this time here. He didn't do that in the first run. Daryl Tick. EFI and Turbo here in Palmerston North. Doing the mahi, getting the treats. Look at Chicken go. What else have we got in the chat over here? Only Motorsports just paid out. And while I've got the opportunity, hello to Kurt Blackie, Sam and Maddie, Wambo and his wife, Victoria, and I assume Mila. As we get ready for the next car. I don't think I've ever seen that car before. Oh, of course. That's Adam Davies. Adam Davies in the Mimico Hydrolink rotary powered 180. Somebody threw dirt on the track. So of course Adam Davies, he had his very first win in the D1NZ. That's the first time I said that today. Was here at Manfeild Circuit Crusader, much the same as Dave Steadman, his teammate as well. So certainly a track that's done well for them. A couple of seasons ago, Luke Fink as well. He won a round here in one of the 180s. As we look at the replays, so we saw a slight dirt turbo to start. Probably transitioned slightly too early for the judges' likings. I know Ra's a rotary fan, so he's probably going to score at 100 anyway, so we've got no issues in that point. 150, I hear Ra. And just to confirm, nothing has changed with me. If I can sway the judges' opinions on anything, I absolutely will. Who doesn't love the sound of that rotary? And if you want to grab yourself some Drift Games merchandise, some LZ merchandise, and of course the Choice Files merch as well, that's all available down here in the pit area. If you are online, you can find the same thing through choiceevents.co.nz. What have I got in front of me right now? SMP, thank you very much for the key ring. And that's probably a watermelon flavoured car freshener. I understand my car's going to be clean by the time I get home. All right, let's have a look at the second lap for Adam Davies in the Hydrolink Mimico Rotary 180. So quick into drift. And he certainly bought the car that knows that front-rear transition mid-track. Might have been slightly off his clip at that point there. And we get ready to go up and right on top as we move up into the top shot, riding on board with George from Inspire You as he heads back down the straight to finish. We'll have a look and see if we can find some scores. Getting some feedback from the judges that I deciphered and translated as them being needy. As we get ready to send out our next car. So let's see what the score is for Adam Davies. So in his first run, that was an 85, 86 and 88 for an average of 86-ish. Haven't quite seen the score come through. I'll just see if I can update that now. Hello to Michael Bond, where are you? And that score's definitely a lot better with a 91 and 95 and 96, average 94 points. So a good run for Adam Davies. Where does that put him? So at the moment we've got, we'll go straight back out to the action out on track with Corbin Wilson. All right, let's have a look. Corbin Wilson. And that snappy transition back was sort of dialed on far too much angle, and of course angle equals a reduction in speed, so still managed to drive out, but wasn't as flowing. All right, Corbin Wilson, let's see what he's got. So a 92, a 94 and a 95, so that's a 93.5 is what that averages. From there we go down and you can see the judges chatting away. Brando out there as well. Brando's the boss, he tells the judges what to do. Of course, my favourite part of the day is the mighty pole shuffle that'll be coming up after this, as we see Corbin Wilson getting ready for a second run of the day. Corbin Wilson just started drifting as, I think he's 15. Another drive out of Gisborne. And we'll see the judges are happy with what they're seeing. You can hear them in the background. Just earwigging on what the judges are saying as we look at the replay. And I'm just waiting to see what the scores come through like. To come through. Corbin Wilson, Collective Garage, Kinder Tyres and ProWear, the names on the side of that S14. Wow, I've just seen one of the scores come through. 99.5. Ra Hader gives him 100 points and a 99. That puts him joint equal 99.5 average, with Corbin Wilson going to the top against Pete Drever as well. Joint first place. One person that knows how to take on anyone is Sean Potros. Is the Potros effect going to play? Probably a little bit too soon to switch for Potros. Champ Vision, Central Spouting, Link ECU, Stock Street Autos, H Black B, Print HQ and Wallace Roofing. Those are the names on the side of Sean Potros. Man, I can't get over that lap. I could hear the judges. They were screaming. They were happy as with what they were seeing for Corbin Wilson. But to see literally a 100-point run by one of the judges, the only thing that stopped him from moving up to a 99.75 essentially was I think it was Matt Kwok just being mean.
Let's go! Top of the line ECU, internal wideband, e-throttle control, all the motorsport functions. You can't beat it.
So the Link PDM saved the day.
So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
All those features I have thanks to the Link ECU.
That's all he needs. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, boost control.
I like it.
Definitely big shout out to Link ECU.
Yeah. Okay, well, look at that mess down there. If we look to the right-hand side, you can see a whole lot of parts of a broken gearbox, I understand. And whose car was that? Who was afterwards? So that's possibly Ash Anderson's car. And went to scrub. And there's a whole lot of bits of oil and stuff down there. So, and we'll get ready to send the next... And that is the next car out on track, which is the second run for Sean Potros. Sean Potros in the Champ Vision, Central Sprouting, Link ECU, Stock Street Autos, H Black B, Print HQ and Wallace Roofing. Sean Potros effect. One of the hardest charging drivers in New Zealand, Potros. Certainly great at scoring qualifying runs, but equally fantastic as he's hammering the roof of his car. He's happy with what he's doing out there on track and mungies up the straight just like he's told not to. That is Sean Potros. So have a look at the replay of Potros. So is that a... look, I don't think that is quite enough because of that switch there. Now, we'll go through and deliberate further. It's okay there. He was off that clip there, but who cares? It's Sean Potros. He can drive his way out of anything. Wow, who's yawning? Someone's acting like they're tired. How quick were they to clean that mess up? That was super impressive. Clearly need to get a toe in there. Sean Potros. And that's the difference in judging, with a 92, 97 and a 96 in his first run for a 95 average. And then again, judges again, who scored high and who scored low? A 90, a 96 and a 99, 95 average in the second run. So 2 95s for Ra. No, sorry, I'll say from Ra, for Sean Potros. As one of the judges saying, he missed three zones and he left one early, which is why he scored him low. But it would be interesting to see if I can... Okay, who have we got here? So this should be Stu Pinfold. Sparshop Rotorua. Choice Events. Turkey Racing. R32. As we head down the front straight here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon, DriftWars. And again, gathering some speed and initiates into drift. As we see a re-initiation. Wasn't able to drag the car. You've got to commit yourself to that first turn. And of course he didn't let the car flow through to that front back clip to start. And then we'll come through and finish. Stu Pinfold. So probably a little bit slow to start, maybe missing 15 to 20 kilometres an hour in comparison. And of course that meant that the car wanted to snap back to transition there rather than at that second point that when you saw he re-initiated. From there it was just gassing it. Comes through the finish. And then just washed up a little bit too high. Jumped over the ripple strips. And that is how he finished his lap. So we would assume that based off that, Stu would have probably hit 3 zeros. As we wait for our next driver. So I think we're going to introduce a couple more cars to the action as we set qualifying, so we don't have to wait for them to go the whole way around the track. And this will be Aaron Hyatt. Aaron Hyatt and the HCL Racing and Smith family names that assist that drifting campaign. Hyatt been drifting in Aotearoa for many, many years. And like many, certainly fans of the speed of the Manfeild circuit. As he comes through switches and heads up through Splash. And he'll come through to finish. we wait for our next car, who's just heading out onto track now, which is Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson in the CHB Engineering. Sylvia? Slight mistakes. Bonus for that is that it's great to see Jared Anderson still drifting. For many years in the D1NZ. Haven't seen him myself in recent years. As we wait and we've seen a few more cars start to head out on track. Still got about 7 cars awaiting qualify. Daniel Halliday, Chris Mildo, Daniel Caldwell, Sam Edinburgh, Dave Lawrence, Scotty D, Scotty Dinsdale, and Boss Blackbee. Cars waiting to go out. Of course, running the top 32 format. So of course the L&B Performance Link ECU Turbo Care Uni-Clutch Haken Suspension. Oh my gosh, how many more sponsors have you got? Permaseal, DB Brakes, Grip Royal. Yes, squeeze them in if you can. Ash Anderson. We saw bits and pieces flying everywhere off that, and it sounds like he's absolutely shattered the bow housing as we get ready to see the second pass for Jared Anderson. So Anderson heading down to Toyota. First turn here at Manfeild. And the revs begin to rise. Oh, definitely hits that outside zone. Next out of zone. 1, 2, 3 wheels off. To be relying on the scores off the first run of the day. And talking about scores, let's have a look and see if we see much of a change. Corbin Wilson still riding top with a 99.5 shed with Pete Drever. Aaron Hyatt got an 88.82. Jared Anderson, I can see he's got an 88.5 in his first run, and we get ready in a moment to move to our next car, which is Daniel Halliday. Central Mechanical Repairs, CHB Engineering, Bay Motorcycles, Diesel Powered Tune, K&J, Cartage and Hire. That is Daniel Halliday. And the mighty L-Dog. I called it an L-Dog, it's a chaser. That's not my first time I've got it wrong. This is the scores getting thrown out. Certainly the chat's flying as we see our next car out on track, which will be Chris Muldow. And one of the VIP Sylvias. Of course, Muldow should be in the Horizon Tyres car, but this you can tyre swap here with tyre car swap the whole way through. So that was that Daniel Caldwell then? So this was Daniel Caldwell, sorry. So Chris Muldow must have not been. Just trying to work out where we're at. So we have got both Daniel Caldwell and Sam Edinburgh in the VIP Frame and Truss VIP Structural Steel cars. And this is the second run for... Who's that, Danny Halliday? So only a handful more cars to come through. And of course we're here at Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon in the Manawatu region here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, DriftWars. So Daniel Caldwell will be the next person, so there must be the car swap in there. And a heck of a track for the VIP boys. All the way up from Christchurch. Certainly a big truck and trailer unit. Up with a couple of cars. Daniel Caldwell, of course, here's the VIP Frame and Truss machine, VIP Structural Steel. There's the Sam Edinburgh. Smoke show. Try to get some information through. Okay, well there's lots and lots of confusion for me, so I'm assuming this is Sam Edinburgh now. And the last one would have been Daniel Caldwell. The one before that was, I guess, Chris Muldow, so sorry about that. I'm sure that social media will kill me, possibly forgive me. I haven't been as mean to RBs as I have for the last 14 years, so, and I haven't bagged out a single RB. as we ride on board. Check out in the replay there, George from Inspire You. And of course, don't forget, we've got no replay sponsor for tomorrow. If you want that to be your company, your business, jump into my DMs, contact Guy Maxwell, come to me. At the moment, I want, I don't know, $1,000, $1,500, whatever, sold to the highest bidder, and it will be your names that I say. So and it might be SMP might decide it's the SMP replay. Kester Olive Krona might say it's going to be the Kester Olive Krona replay. Happy to send anything through as we see Dave Lawrence. So Daniel Caldwell, he had a 91 in his first run, 89 in his second. So Chris Mildove, he's been zeroed, so as has Stu Pinfold, Ash Anderson, and as has Liam Higgins, and Riley McEwen as well. So in theory, we should be looking at 2 more cars outside of the second pass for this driver here, which is Sam Edinburgh from Christchurch. VIP structural steel on the side of that S15. And that should bring two to go for qualifying here. Now, shortly after qualifying, I think we're going to go into our pole shuffles. So second run for Sam Edinburgh. Just waiting for the scores to come through, and then we'll move on to the last 2 in qualifying. Of course, if you want to come along tomorrow, choiceevents.co.nz. If you want to join the car show, same thing. Just get in contact with the team here with choiceevents.co.nz. Of course, the car show brought to you by SP Tools. If you want to get yourself some merchandise, Adam LZ merchandise, New Zealand merchandise, Drift Games. This is the second run for Dave Lawrence as well. Lawrence, nice run to finish. Will definitely score slightly higher than his first one based off what I can see there. If you want to get yourself some Adam LZ merchandise, some Drift Games merchandise, of course the Choice Events, the Choice Files merchandise, all available here at the track, and of course also online at choiceevents.co.nz. And there should be 2 to go, and yes, there are. Earthworks on the side of that 2JZ powered BMW E92 will be the next out on track, and we'll get ready to go down and see what Scotty D can do. Scotty Dinsdale. Well, this is the first time that he's turned up without his family being a sponsor. He was over the moon. He told me how excited he was to have the Earthworks team from the far north assisting his campaign. Earthworks Civil Construction on the door of that immaculately presented E92 BMW. A couple of wheels off, but that's okay. That's what excavators do, and he's doing the same thing as well. Scotty Dinsdale putting the power down on the 2JZ and comes to finish his first lap. So Scotty Dinsdale, sponsored by Earthworks, Olive Tree Property, Camo Parts, Danny Boy's Custom Paint Shop as well. course, we used to have real estate by Pauline Dinsdale. That is Olive Tree Property now. So Ma still looking after her boy, but with a new title sponsor of Earthworks out of Whangarei. As we get ready to send this next one here, and this should be our last runner of the qualifying. The H Blackbee Contractors, Tairāwhiti Contractors, Curry Construction, Central Spouting, SMP, NDT Developments. This is the boss. This is Boss Blackbee. And of course, H Blackbee, the name on the side of the live stream here on the Choice Files YouTube channel. As I just slightly remind these amazing judges here for DriftWars that is your title sponsor over there. Could you give him a couple of points? Thanks. That or you don't get paid. Alright, so Scotty D, he must have another lap as well. We'll go through and check on some of the scores. Yeah, that's Scotty D now. Just finishing his second lap in qualifying. His first one was an 88, an 85 and a 91 that averaged some 88. Yeah, just hitting the limiter. You can just hear it screaming. Dave Lawrence looked like his lap wasn't too bad. It was a 92, 92 and a 93. 92 and a half average, I assume. Let's have a look at the replay of Scotty D's run. Just missed the front end of that. And there's one more run, I think, of Blackbee, so... as we get ready for our next run, which is it'll be cool. Let's ride on board with a drone from the start and watch the speed of this drone as we ride on board. George from Inspire You, and he comes through hitting the inside clip. This is Boss Blackbee. Couple of mistakes, and certainly see a lot more from the elevated position as we see the Champ Vision. H Blackbee Contractors, Tairāwhiti Contractors, Curry Construction, Central Spouting, SMP, NDT Developments, and that, by the looks of things, was qualifying. Now, of course, we'll be straight back into it with the qualifying scores. Just waiting for the scores to come through, and then we will set ourselves up our order for. So Mildo was a scratching. Blackbee still hasn't had the score come through, his second score, so it looked like he was zeroed out on his first, maybe? Or still waiting for the score to be inputted. 77 seemed to be his score for Boss. Okay, let's. We're going to go down the list and see who. All right, let's have a look. Corbin Wilson was on top spot with Pete Drever, both drivers with the 99.5. Don't know how they're going to split them, but that's where they sat. From there, we're going to look at 98 by Scotty Dinsdale. So he had a great run. There's a fairly sizable gap. Okay, there are too many scores all over the show, and there's 30-something drivers to choose from. So Riley McEwen, 91.5. Pete Drever, 99.5. Quinton Watatini, 93. Cam Omblevray, 83, 83, sorry. Brock Timberley, 92.5. Zach Saito, Zach Antics, 95. Jordan Grant, a 90-point run. Dylan James, 90.5. Wera Takake, 93.5. Liam Higgins, scratching with a 0. Matt Kitto, 90. Chicken Man, Daryl Turk, 86. Roddy Knowles, a 90. Justin Patterson, 92. Ross McEwen, 92. Richard Jackson, 82. Adam Davies, a 94. Corbin Wilson, as I mentioned earlier, 99.5 for a joint top. Sean Potros, 95. Ash Anderson and Stu Pinfold, both scratched with a 0. Aaron Hyatt, 88. Jared Anderson, 88.5. Daniel Halliday, a 92. Chris Muldove, got another scratching with a 0. Daniel Caldwell, a 91. Sam Edinburgh, as a 85. Dave Lawrence, a 92. Scotty D, fantastic score of 98 points. And then we get to Boss Blackby, who came through with a 77. And that was the points for qualifying here. DriftWars here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon and the mighty Manawa 2. What are we doing now, Mr. Director Matt? We can certainly do that. So we're going to run some... So Scotty D, 98 points. All right, just waiting to hear back what the go is. Of course, we do have a poll shuffle after this, and then we will finish the day off. We'll play a couple of ads. I'll find out what's going to go on, and then we can come back, bring you all the information. Maybe I'll walk down, find a camera, and talk to people. I don't know. We'll see you in a couple of minutes' time.
Top of the line ECU, internal wideband, e-throttle control, all the motorsport functions. You can't beat it.
So the Link PDM saved the day.
So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
All those features I have thanks to the Link ECU.
That's all he needs. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, boost control.
I like it.
Definitely big shout out to Link ECU.
All right, well, straight back into it we go. So I can tell you that we have got a poll shuffle coming up shortly, and we've got, what are our scores? Let me go up and find something. I'll write a few pieces right down. So we had, oops. So we had Pete Drever, of course, scoring a 99.5. Corbin Wilson doing the same thing. Astronomically high scores from those guys there. To see down the bottom in the screen there, Zach Antics. He managed to make his way into the poll shuffle as well. And of course, the winner of this, what have we got? So that's a 180. So Sean Potros might have car swapped, because that's definitely a 180 up in front who isn't part of the poll shuffle. So maybe issues for the. So I've got Zach Saito. Let me ask some questions.
Raise your fingers, you must do it now, yeah.
So let's explain what happens with a pole shuffle. The higher qualifier gets to choose whether they want to lead or chase. Oh, bye.
Let's go! Top of the line ECU.
Tell it to follow this.
Throttle control, all the motorsport
Can you cut
functions.
this?
You can't beat it.
So the Link PDM saved the day.
So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
All those together have thanks to Link ECU.
That's all he needs. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, cruise control.
I like it.
Definitely big shout out to Link ECU.
Okay, so welcome back to Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon here in the Mighty Manawa 2. This is DriftWars, and this is the pole shuffle time. Let's look at the cars heading out onto track. So the back, we've got Corbin Wilson. He scored a 99.5. Pete Drever, 99.5 as well. You see Scotty D in that 2JZ powered E92. This, I'm assuming, has to be Sean Potros, bringing a 30 car field. So what did Scotty D score? A 98. Sean Potros, what did he get? 95. And if I'm right, Zach Saito got a 95 as well. Okay, so this will be the first of our pole shuffles. So Zach Saito, he got a 95-point run in his first run in qualifying today. Sean Potros a 95 as well. Only 3 scores for this pole shuffle across 5 drivers, with a 99.5 for both Pete Drever and Corbin Wilson. Scotty D, a 98-point run, and you can see this Scotty D that's moving up as well. So what happens is the higher qualifier, so that'll be Sean Potros, can determine whether he wants to lead or chase the first battle. This is also when the judges go through and they can select. We move into the judges. Our judges, of course, being Matt Kwok, he's the technical judge. Jano Kroner, lead, and Ra Hader on chase. Those guys will deliberate. They will set their winning score, and if they have to, old mate Matt Kwok is going to sit there and be the deciding judge. Of course, no OMTs or full OMRs if required. So we've got 5 cars down there. After that, we've got Corbin Wilson. The black car is sitting towards the back there, and at the back, very back, is Pete Drever. Not sure if we're just coin tossing to work out who the higher qualifier is, but one of those drivers in the back there will get to choose their position. So if you're Zach Saito, you're going to go up against Sean Potros. If he wins that one there, he could go up against Scotty D. If he wins that one there, he can go up against Corbin Wilson. And again, if he wins that one there, he'll be up against Pete Drever. What you can do is you can slide yourself up from 5th place all the way to 1st. Now, does that matter? It actually does. Why? Because the top qualifier, we had a couple of people pull out, and because they pulled out, the top qualifier is going to get a free pass into the top 16. And without drawing too much attention, we've just got a couple of things that are happening here at the venue. We are going to cut away for a couple of minutes. We'll go up and check out a few bits and pieces, and we're going to be right here back with you for the pole shuffle. See you soon.
Let's go!
Top of the line ECU, internal wideband, e-throttle control, all the motorsport functions. You can't beat it.
So the Link PDM saved the day.
So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
All those features I have thanks to the Link ECU.
That's all he needs. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, boost control.
I like it.
Definitely a big shout out to Link ECU.
Bangers in a row.
Well, my apologies if you're wondering what's going on. Just had a... Have I got a thumbs up there yet, judges? Okay, that's great. So we've just had what I'll refer to as a minor medical event here at the track. We don't want to draw too much attention to things, but in the interest of ensuring that the safety and, of course, making sure that that person that was involved in that, or people that were involved in that, we're okay. So I'm happy to say that whatever happened and whoever that happened with, it seems that we're okay, and we can now move on with the pole shuffle. So again, let's talk about the pole shuffle. We've got Zach Saito going up against Sean Potros. The winner of that will go up against Scotty D. As the higher, each person who is the higher qualifier gets to decide whether or not they will lead or they will chase the first half of the battle. Then we switch. We will obviously battle between Zach and Sean. Whoever wins that goes up against Scotty D. Then we go up against Corbin Wilson, the youngster. And, it's Pete Drever, I think. Let me find... And the top qualifier was Pete Drever, so Drever will sit in first place. And I think that is possibly because he was the first driver to get a 99.5. So Corbin Wilson moves into second, 99.5 as well. Look at the scores. Third place in qualifying was Scotty Dinsdale. And they've been told to grid up. Maybe we could see the scrum. Well, Zach Saito doing his best to scratch up the concrete. And let's have a look and see where they get her back over there to the left. And there goes our battle. Okay, so the lead driver was Sean Potros. Sean Potros electing to lead out this half of their battle. So the first up will be Potros. Borrowed car. Saito. And they're fairly well side by side as they initiate into drift. As they come through contact, and that is going to send Saito off. And of course, Sean Potros, he did have contact made, but he will continue his drift, and that should be enough to see him take a handy lead into their battle. So let's have a look and see what happened here. So the two drivers come through, they're side by side. And then Zach, just you can see that little connection between the two cars, and at that stage there, Zach bailed out. So we'll see how long the tyres last. We'll see how long it takes to dissipate the light covering of haze here in the distance. In the foreground, I should say. So this is a OMR style, so they don't... Okay, so as the higher qualifier, Scotty D is electing to lead out, and we was probably expect to see this. And the tyres have gone off with Sean Potros, so probably the best place to be as we see them side by side. This is pole shuffle time. This is for 4th and 5th position. Scotty D, he's got the good tyres, and Potros has gone up and just rubbed a little bit of that rear bumper. And it's all going to be coming down to when Scotty D hits the loud pedal and accelerates away, which is right now. Scotty Dinsdale, 2JZ E92 Earthworks on the side. Sean Potros, his tyres are spent as Scotty D. Look at the difference in smoke as they head down. Here comes Potros though. Potros trying to fight back. Scotty D setting a nice line up front. Potros at this point here comes down to tyres and he drives away with it. Is that enough for Scotty D to move up and take on Corbin Anderson? this is Corbin Wilson. And the judges asking for a replay. Let's go straight away and have a look at that. You know what the judges are wanting to see as we cut through, and so both drivers missing the start of the section. Sean being able to close up that gap, but he's running a shallower line at the same time. And we'll see which car is about to come up. And who is going to drive into this? Who is... We can't see which car... Okay, hang on, there it is. Hang on, that car's turned around and he's driving back. That's Scotty D, which means that the judges... So, Scotty's turned around and gone. It looks like Sean Potros has been given the win. Now, let's see. What do you think that would have caused that? I think it's because of the... because Scotty D didn't hit the first clip and essentially gave himself a shallower line, which gave him the opportunity to gain an advantage, to create a gap between himself. After that, it was up to Sean Potros to try and close it up. Of course, fresh tyres was a big thing, but if they had have given him a chaseable lead, we've seen this in the past, and it looks like this was the case today. So So this will be Sean Potros moves up. So Zach Saito, 5th position. Scotty D, he moves down one into 4. Sean Potros, he gets to change tyres as well, which means that Sean and Corbin are both on a fresh set. Can Sean Potros move himself up from essentially joint 4th and 5th and move himself further up the food chain? Right now, he's sitting in 3rd place. They're looking to put a set of tyres on there. Let's see if we can get our camera operator to find where Sean is now. Okay, there's the car out on track. Who is this? Hang on, what car's he in today? He's in a JZ. He's like, I need a little bit more power to go up against Corbin Wilson, so we better JZ this. And again, this is the bonus of DriftWars. Yes, you run what you brung, but if what you run broke, we can fix it by changing cars. And Corbin Wilson moving into the lead position for this OMR style single run pole shuffle. DriftWars. The 3rd installment here, Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. This is for the battle for 3rd position in qualifying. The leader will go through and take on Pete Drever. Corbin Wilson accelerates away. Sean Potros, he's been gapped. Wilson. Now we know that Sean Potros, you can see the difference in smoke. Look how much is billowing off the back end. Here comes Sean Potros. Corbin Wilson, though, setting a nice lead lap. Decent amount of angle for Potros. Potros coming through. trying to close the door, and he's going to put a mark on it as they both come through to finish. And that is a great looking finish. What a pole shuffle. This is to take on Pete Drever in the final to work out who our top qualifier will be. Don't forget, if you want your name on the replays for tomorrow, get in touch with me, get in touch with Guy Maxwell. I reckon $1,000 will have your name said every single replay as we look at the replays brought to you by potentially you tomorrow. So we're just looking at this point here, just reeling him in, and look at the difference in tyres. Sean Potros baking it, comes through, contact maybe, who cares? This is entertaining, this is drifting, this is Drift Wars. The judge is so excited with this, a little bit like myself. They want to see the replay again. And you can just see that he kind of gapped him from the start. Potros, yes, slightly shallower line, backs into it. Where did Corbin Wilson? So Corbin came through, I guess we say, we hit the zone. Needed to be mid-track. I'm going to have a look now to see if he filled it. And he did fill that section there. Wilson moves back up. So he was slightly off at that point there. Chase car using the lead car as their mobile clipping point. Outside he does a nice job to fill that as well. And then hits that mid. There's a slight potential of contact. And then again back on the gas. Which way are the judges going to swing? Is it going to be in favour of Corbin Wilson, or will it be Sean Potros? This is to take on the Pete Drever in qualifying. I can tell you that they want to see a replay one more time, and that's hopefully the last time I'll say that this weekend. I think that there's a possibility that we've got a split decision with the two judges, which means that we'll have to go down the decision of Matt Kwok. And have we had confirmation which driver is going to go through? And it looks like Sean Potros is going to go on and take on Pete Drever. And Pete Drever, as expected, moves himself into the lead position. Fresher tyres. And here they are. This is to find Q1 qualifying. The top qualifier, Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon. This is Drift Wars 25. As our two drivers go side by side. And Drever straight foot to the floor, and off we go. So straight into drift we go. Wide line by Pete Drever. Drever bringing the nose down. Early transition. Here comes Potros coming through to close the door as they head. Both these drivers head through Splash. Switching through. Potros, he hasn't got the tyres, but he's got the determination to try and really close up the door. Sean Potros, Pete Drever. Man, you guys, one of the best. You got them two abreast out there as they come through to finish. So we'll see both of these drivers will head down onto the front straight as we will wait to see a replay. We'll pick it to pieces and we'll see if we can find ourselves a winner. So this point here, the lead car needed to have done the front rear clip into the first turn, and I think that Pete kind of missed it. They come through to finish. Both of these drivers heading back onto the front straight. All right, so the car's heading down the front straight. We will go down to Guy Maxwell and he will tell us who is the winner as we come through to stop. Is it going to be Sean Potros, left-hand side. Will it be Pete Drever? Let's go down to Guy Maxwell.
All right, guys. Yeah, we're down here. We've just had the pole shovel here at the Link ECU DriftWars. I'm looking up at the camera up there, which is sick. We've just had Pete Drever driving Sean Potros's Ty Jeffries copied car. And we've got, Pete Drever just did that. He qualified first today, but his car was out. So you boys come up here. Come up here. Hey, come up here. And and then Sean Potros driving one of 3 of his cars here. Hey Pete, we've got the camera up there, mate. What a rig.
Oh, mate, it is a rig. Hey, I'm a Jay-Z man, but honestly, these RVs go all right too, eh?
Yeah, you know it. Hey, Sean, it's a bit funny going against your own car to win a trophy, and then you're jumping in another car. So Sean actually had to use Wedita's car earlier, had to swap tyres, didn't even do that, he just swapped cars. So bought a bit of a fleet here this weekend, brother?
Yeah, Wedita actually offered me his car, and that was the plan at the start, and then I thought, I've got 3, so I might as well just bring them all and throw a spanner in the mix, and it's good to give Pete, the chance to still drive, so put him back in a good engine,
Yeah, Pete needs a bit of RB in his life. But, I've had the result. So, winning the Kenda Tyres pole shuffle here at the Link ECU DriftWars here for day 1. Mr. Pete Drever.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Thanks, Sean. Awesome.
So he obviously owns the car. Does the trophy go with the car, or does it stay with the driver?
I think we could cut it down the middle and he can have half and I'll have half. Just want to say a massive thanks to Sean too for letting me use his car. I appreciate it a lot. It's awesome, man. Thank you.
Hey, so what's the go here?
Oh, no, I'm just happy to let other people drive and give them, you can't win by letting someone just give it to you, so it's the RB, that's why. I should have jumped in the other one, not this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a massive day here at the Link ECU DriftWars for day 1. Well done to these boys and everybody else. The qualifying has been amazing today. So thanks heaps for watching. I'll pass it back to you up there, Steve, if you've got anything else to say. But thanks heaps, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow. Make sure you guys are down here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon, down here in the Mighty Manawatu. The sun is out. Everything is sick. So, let's go. It's going to be an awesome day tomorrow. See you guys then.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for joining us here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon here in the mighty Manawatu. Of course, this was day number 1 of Drift Wars 25. The first time we've moved out of Taupō and we're here at our favourite track in Manfeild. A huge thank you to all of our sponsors. Of course, Link ECU. They have been the name on the side of every choice event for the since the inception. Huge thank you to Kenda Tyres, to SP Tools, H Blackbee Contractors in Gisborne, our live stream sponsor. Thank you so much to you guys. Of course, the team here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon, the Choice Files, bringing you all the action, and of course, a huge thank you to all of the team here from Choice Events. Without you guys here, we couldn't put on the show. We will be back here tomorrow. If you want to come and join us, you can do so by checking out choiceevents.co.nz for ticketing information. If not, we look forward to seeing you again, potentially maybe, live tomorrow here on the Choice Files YouTube channel. I'm STM. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow.